Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the digital classroom with Holy Heart Schools. Today we are going to continue with our chapter Rocks. In today's video, we will be learning about the types of rocks, under which we will be focusing on igneous rocks, its formation, types, and characteristics. While going through this topic, we will be learning some new words like Number 1. Rocks, the hard materials of the crust. Number 2. Igneous rocks, the rocks formed by the cooling and solidification of molten lava. Number 3. Sedimentary rocks, the rocks formed by the deposition of sediments brought down by the rivers. Number 4. Metamorphic rocks, the rocks formed when parent rock undergoes high heat and pressure. Number 5. Magma, hot fluid below the earth's crust. Number 6. Plutonic igneous rocks, rocks formed due to the cooling of magma very deep inside the earth. Number 7. Hypervessel igneous rocks, rocks formed due to the cooling of magma in cracks, pores, etc. just beneath the earth's surface. Number 8. Acidic igneous rocks which have more silica, example granite. And at last we have chemical weathering, the disintegration of rocks caused because of the change in their chemical composition. Now students, please open up your page number 44, chapter number 6, topic types of rocks. But before we start with the topic, let's have a brief about today's topic. If we look at the rocks carefully, they are of different types. They have different physical properties, they differ in color, size, texture, composition, hardness, softness, etc. These variations are the result of their formation process. On the basis of their origin, the rocks are classified into three categories: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. The rocks which make up the maximum volume of the earth crust. The word igneous has been derived from Latin word ignis, means fire. These rocks are associated with volcanic eruptions. Now, the hot liquid material that comes out of volcanoes is called magma. It is a hot liquid made up of molten minerals. When magma reaches the earth's surface, it is known as lava. The cooling and solidification of lava on the earth's surface leads to the formation of igneous rocks. It is interesting to know that igneous rocks are first to be formed and therefore known as primary rocks. Now students, let's start with our reading of the topic today. Types of rocks. Rocks are divided into three categories on the basis of their origin and mode of formation, means how they are formed. These are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. So let's start with igneous rocks. The word igneous has been derived from the Latin word ignis, means fire. These rocks are of thermal origin. Thermal means heat, and are associated with volcanic eruption. Volcanic eruption means coming out of hot molten material from the earth crust through an opening called vent. The igneous rocks have been formed due to the cooling and solidification of hot and molten material called magma below the earth's surface and lava on the earth's surface. Magma can also be defined as a hot fluid or semi-fluid below the earth crust. At the time of its birth, the earth was in the molten state. On cooling and solidification, the outer crust of the earth was formed. This I have already explained. Thus, the igneous rocks were first to be formed and are also known as primary rocks. The other types of rocks were formed directly or indirectly from the igneous rocks. Thus, these rocks are also known as parent rocks. When igneous rocks are exposed to various agents of weathering and erosion, the broken rocks are transported and deposited in the basins or depression. Here the sediments are compressed and cemented to form the sedimentary rocks. The leftover igneous rocks are newly formed sedimentary rocks and can possibly change into metamorphic rocks due to the heat and pressure in the course of time. Important igneous rocks are granite, basalt, dolerite, gabbro, feldspar, pumice and obsidian, etc. Now next we are starting up with the types of igneous rocks. The igneous rocks are mainly found in the volcanic regions. On the basis of their occurrence, they can be divided into intrusive and extrusive igneous rocks. The cooling and solidification of lava on the Earth's surface leads to the formation of extrusive igneous rocks, which are also volcanic rocks. Due to the rapid cooling, their crystals are fine-grained. However, some of the magma can't come out of the surface. This magma cools slowly beneath the Earth's surface. As it is completely surrounded by soil and rocks present there, the cooling and solidification of magma at the depth within the crust results in the formation of rocks having large crystals known as intrusive igneous rocks. These intrusive rocks can be further classified according to the depth of their formation. One is plutonic and one is hypabasal. Plutonic rocks are the rocks which are formed due to the cooling of magma very deep inside the earth, whereas hypabasal igneous rocks are formed due to the cooling of magma in the cracks and pores. So now students, let's start with our reading. Classification of igneous rocks. The igneous rocks are mostly found in the volcanic regions on the basis of mode of occurrence. Occurrence means effect of something being found at a place. The igneous rocks are classified into extrusive and intrusive igneous rocks. Extrusive igneous rocks. These rocks are formed due to the cooling and solidification of hot and molten lava on the surface of the earth. When magma cools down on the surface of the earth, the extrusive igneous rocks are formed. These are also called volcanic rocks. These rocks are generally fine-grained. It means their constituents are small in size, such as basalt. The lava after reaching the surface of the earth cooled and solidified quickly. On cooling, lava can form polygon columns. Polygon column means long geometrical columns such as Giant Causeway in northern Ireland. Next we have intrusive igneous rocks. When the rising magma during the volcanic activity is not able to reach the surface of the earth and gets cooled and solidified below the surface of the earth, as I have shown you in the image before, the rocks thus formed are called intrusive igneous rocks. The rate of cooling is slow inside the earth, thus the rocks formed are coarse, textured, hard and have large crystals. This I have already explained. Example of intrusive igneous rock is granite. The intrusive igneous rocks are further subdivided into plutonic igneous rocks and hypabasal igneous rocks. The plutonic igneous rocks are formed due to the cooling of magma very deep inside the earth, while the hypabasal igneous rocks are formed due to the cooling of magma in cracks, pores, crevices, etc. just beneath the earth's surface. Now here we can see it depends upon the depth where the magma cools down. Now next is the traditional method of classification of igneous rocks on the basis of amount of silica. Silica forms the most important constituent of the igneous rocks. There are two broad categories. One is the acidic igneous rocks having more silica like granite, while basic igneous rocks having lower amount of silica like gabbro. The amount of silica present in the rock also put an effect on the color of the rock. Next we are starting up with the characteristic features of igneous rocks. Number 1. This type of rock contains no fossils. This is because fossils in the original rock will have melted when the rock melts to form magma. Number 2. They rarely react with acid, so it has very less effect of chemical weathering. Next, it has no layering like sedimentary rocks. Igneous rocks are made up of two or more minerals. They may contain feldspar and silica or ferrous iron along with the magnesium. These rocks may be light or dark colored. This depends upon the amount of silica present in the rock. And they are mostly made up of mineral crystals of different sizes. This is the reason they are having a very glossy look. Now let's start with its reading. The igneous rocks are hard and compact. Compact because they are closely packed together. Number 2, they do not have strata like sedimentary rocks. Strata means layers or series. Number 3, these rocks are generally granule and crystalline. Granule means consisting of small grains and crystalline means having structure of crystals. This is the reason they are having very glossy look. These rocks are less affected by chemical weathering as they are not reacting with any sort of acid, so they are having less effect of chemical weathering. They do not have fossils or traces of plants and animals that I have already explained. These rocks are mostly weathered by mechanical weathering. This type of weathering is responsible for disintegration of rocks by the elements of weather such as heat, frost, wind, plants, man and animals. It does not change the composition of the rocks. It depends on extreme of temperature, nature of rock, structure of rock and slope of land. Water can percolate only along the joints or cracks. As these types of rocks are mostly non-porous in nature, so the water can enter through the cracks and joints only. Most of the igneous rock consists of silicate minerals. Silicate means a salt of silica and oxygen, as we have already discussed that silica is a main constituent of igneous rocks. So now students, this was the topic for the day. Please revise your topic and try to do the related exercises. Thank you.